and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Smell the Coffee on a brilliant Tuesday morning. You're joined by Diana Master and Aina Raisa Cuello. And as per usual, all you have to do is sit back, grab your cup of joe, and of course, we'll be keeping you entertained and informed with the latest in bizarre news and of course, celebrity and entertainment news. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm fantastic.
That's
How's the
nice.
Tuesday? How has it started so far?
I'm still getting into it.
Okay, no, let me ask. Did you manage to do what you usually do, which is your affirmations and all of that?
Yeah, I did. I woke up at 2. And then I did that until 4.
Okay.
And then
you went back to take a
No,
nap?
after that you technically don't go back to sleep. You're just waiting for the alarm
How
to
are
go
you not tired? Do you know?
Because I sleep early. I sleep at 8 or I sleep at 9
No,
or
but
the
still.
latest I can sleep is 10.
Sure.
That I try and get my 8 hours of sleep. So by the time it's 2 or 3, I would have already clocked 8 hours.
Okay. So you're no longer tired. Your
I'm not
body's
tired,
right there.
yeah.
One thing about me is I'm not a morning person. at
Also,
all.
we've been doing this since January, so
The body is used to it.
Yeah.
You know, I was told that the first time when I first started this job, everyone was like, you'll be so used to early mornings. I tell you, I have not gotten used to the early mornings. I think it's just because I'm not a morning person.
I'm also not a morning person
I'm a night
either,
owl. I'd
so
rather do everything until late at night. I'd rather sleep very late than wake up very early to do whatever it is.
So you can start at 12 most with your affirmations, 12 midnight. You can start 12 and then maybe 3, and then from 3 you sleep. Or
Maybe,
12
yeah.
to 1
But
you
that's the
sleep.
thing. Once I have fallen asleep, because again, I do feel like I do need my 7+ hours of sleep. Do you know I have my last meal at 6 p.m.? You
From
would
6 you
assume-
don't eat?
I don't eat.
Oh no, honey. I can even eat. I can eat like in bed.
Wow.
I can eat in bed and
Wow.
then I sleep.
No, I have my last meal at 6.
I think
You
that's
would think
such a great discipline.
it's rough, but again, your body gets used to it. But I'm not a believer of your body gets used to it. I think it's just one of those things whereby your body will get used to it if it wants to get used to it. I don't know. It's a weird thing because, like I'm saying, I have not gotten used to the early mornings.
Right.
I cannot do early mornings to save my life. And if you wake me up, I am so cranky for the rest of the day. Or even if I wake up before the time that I want to wake up by myself, I get so angry because I'm like, no, my body, I'm not well rested.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just one of those things whereby, like I'm saying, after 6, no more food. You would think that by 7, I'm in bed and I'm sleeping.
What are you doing from 6?
I'm trying to sleep. I'm in bed and I'm like, sleep. Where are you? And then I'll sleep at like 11. And it's like, so we did all of that.
This whole
for
what?
You know?
You could have gone to bed at 10:45 if you are going to sleep at 11.
Like, it's just one of those things where, I don't know, I guess I'm just a night owl. That's just how it is.
That's wild. Like for me, when I go in bed, it takes me maybe a minute, depending on how tired I am.
Yeah.
It will take me a minute or 5 minutes to fall asleep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Saba, well.
Unless like I sleep in the afternoon. The times
Then-
where I sleep in the afternoon, I don't sleep in the night. It's hard for me to sleep in the night. Even if I just have 2 hours of sleep in the afternoon, I'll
That it's
probably
done.
only go sleep at 1.
That's me if I have coffee. If I drink coffee by like 1 p.m., it's done for the day. No sleep
I
that
don't
night.
subject myself to those things
Yeah,
anymore. I'm very intentional, like with my time
And your patterns.
and my patterns. It's good to have a routine.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
like now I think I might consider my last meal being at 7.
Okay.
Like when I was in high school, I used to only have like 1 meal.
And that's it.
And that's it. Not that there isn't food, because I was in the hostel and we were required to have 3 meals a day. 4 actually meals, because we had breakfast, then we had tea time, then we had lunch, then we had dinner. 5 meals, then we had some snack time.
Okay.
But like I think for me, I just preferred to have 1 meal a day.
see.
And that's how I went throughout my whole high school life. But yeah,
That's
I
fascinating.
never had I never had breakfast.
Okay.
Even now, I'm not a breakfast person. But I think it started because oftentimes I used to miss the breakfast slot at the hospital.
Okay.
So I would be late, and then when people are having breakfast, I'm bathing. So I would miss that slot. And you know, once it's done in the hostel. There is no let's leave food
and then
for
also now your
XX.
body gets used to that.
So now I ended up just being used to not having breakfast. Even when I was on time, even when I would go with everyone else to go have breakfast, I'll probably not eat. I'll just be there for the vibes. Because like I'm just used
to that.
Yeah, to
I
the
mean,
routine.
Patterns, routines. Do what you need to do to get, I don't know, to be at your optimal best.
Yes,
I would say that's the word of the day. But we'll be right back with our top stories.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Now, starting off our top stories, it's Pitbull and Kesha. Yes, you may have known their popular song Timber from, I think, 2014. It was an anthem back in the day. Now, Pitbull rejects speculation that Kesha's name was intentionally removed from Timber YouTube video credits. After some aggressive fan speculation, Pitbull went to X on Sunday to address the rumors about why Kesha's name was removed from the YouTube title of their 2013 music video Timber. Kesha and I have an incredible song together, Pitbull wrote. Nothing will change this. Team Pitbull is looking into this matter. Always nothing but love for Kesha, Dale. Pitbull also posted a video clip from the duo's music video collaboration. The music video, originally titled Pitbull Timber Official Video featuring Kesha, has since been modified to Pitbull Timber Official Video, omitting the name of the 2010s pop sensation. After spotting this change, Kesha fans posted on social media to express their outrage following the swap, with some calling it an act of revenge by American songwriter and producer Lucas Sebastian Gottwald, aka Dr. Luke. Dr. Luke was a prolific hitmaker in the late aughts and early 2010s who worked with Pitbull and Kesha on several projects, including Timber. In 2014, Kesha sued Dr. Luke, alleging she was sexually, mentally, and emotionally abused by the creator. Dr. Luke denied all allegations and filed a defamation countersuit in response, accusing her of lying to get out of her contract with his record label. After a lengthy legal battle, a trial date was finally set for 2023. However, months before the trial began, Kesha and Dr. Luke settled out of court and released a joint statement on social media shortly after.
So who removed who?
That's the thing. Pitbull is alleging that he doesn't know who removed Kesha's name. But fans are like, but it's your song.
Yeah.
How could you not know? Because even the thumbnail, at some point, the thumbnail was, I think, Pitbull and Kesha. But now the thumbnail is just Pitbull.
It's just Pitbull must just tell us the truth. Like, because YouTube can't remove without the consent of, unless Kesha's name is in violation with their policies.
Probably. Or like people are speculating that it's probably Dr. Luke who had beef with Kesha and decided. But why would he remove the name
only
now?
now, after years,
after 10 years,
after their fight in court and all those things?
It doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't make sense.
Someone just woke up that day and was like, you know what? Let me remove Kesha's name from the song.
So Kesha is very angry that she has been removed from the song.
No, she hasn't said anything. It was just the fans that noticed it and started
One thing
coming
about
for
fans,
Pitbull.
they will start a fire. Fans, guys, please be careful, fans. Fans start everything. They start all these unnecessary beefs between artists.
Yes.
They start, like, it's just unnecessary drama.
They'll be like, Diana, did you hear? Aina said this about you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And sometimes you don't even think it's that deep until
Yes.
the fans say it's that
Yes,
deep, and
yes.
then you start actually taking it deeply, and it wasn't the case. It's like people who intrude in other people's relationships
Yeah.
or friendships. Or
They always have. They always want to add fire to the flame. Like, it's
Yes.
like, you know what? Let's make this more than what it is.
It's
Let's
like,
blow this out of
if
proportion.
I come and ask you, would you be offended if someone did X and X?
Yeah.
Yes, I will be. How dare they? But you know you wouldn't be offended. It's just that somebody else came to you. Now you just want to start this unnecessary drama in other people's lives. But nonetheless, let's move on to our next story. As reported yesterday, we are definitely talking about Sky Jackson. So, the Disney Channel alum was involved in a dispute with her boyfriend at Universal City Walk, where she was reportedly seen getting physical with him, despite claiming the situation was not serious and despite claiming the situation was not serious and stating rather that she was allegedly pregnant and engaged, she still was not taken into custody for the domestic battery. The 22-year-old was released just a few hours later. The LA County District Attorney's Office has informed TMZ that they will not be filing charges against Sky, citing a lack of sufficient evidence to proceed with the case. Additionally, Sky has no criminal history. The alleged victim did not sustain injuries, and her boyfriend has refused to cooperate with prosecutors. Sky has not released a statement regarding her arrest, but did return to social media like nothing happened. However, everyone is focused on her alleged pregnancy journey. While it's not confirmed if she is really pregnant, fans believe she is in her recent video that indicates that she is definitely pregnant. One person tweeted, "Sky Jackson being pregnant is still shocking to me." Another said, "Lol, if y'all are still questioning whether Sky is pregnant or not, the proof is in the pudding." A third person added, "Sky is definitely pregnant, but I guess only time will tell." I think what I love about this is the fact that the boyfriend is not collaborating.
He's just quiet.
with the prosecutors. No, he's just going on about his life. So
Crazy.
then that says to me that it's not that serious, and he's not taking it seriously. Because
Maybe
if-
this is something that happens on a regular.
maybe it could just be a playful thing that everyone is blowing out of proportion.
Again.
Yeah.
I just hope with the pregnancy thing, it's not a Halle situation again. Where it's like, is she pregnant? Is she not pregnant? We're tired. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that does bring us to the end of our top stories. Now, Tsek is a Namibian web series that is actually premiering pretty soon. And I actually managed to get a sit down and talk to the director of Tsek, Inagoro. Here's how that interview went. Now, you may have heard Tsek a lot, and probably not in the context that you think we're going to be talking about it today. Well, today we are talking Tsek, the web series, and we are joined by the director, Ina Goro from Inkyology Studios. Thank you so much, Ina, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so start us off by telling us a little more about Tsek, just, of course, the background, what inspired it, all of that.
Well, we are a production studio that mainly does commercials for the corporate space. And there was this NFC call out for the web series. We initially saw the budget and we were like, like, are we supposed to close down the studio for a while to do something that is just this
giving
much?
this
Yeah,
much,
this
yeah.
much. And we would have grand ideas. But we were talking in studio and we were like, nah, man, we always talk about doing our own stuff and we never do anything. So let's just do something. And so then on my part, I was like, for me, the big thing was that it needed to be something that would be fun to make, fun to watch, and would challenge our skill set, because like in studio, we are like a brew of different people. We have like producers who are more technical, then we have like animators, we have like film guys, we have editors, and we have all these different skills. So we wanted something that we would be able to use all those skills on. and I can't remember if we like put down a couple of ideas and then selected one, or no, I think I actually just pitched the idea to Film Commission of just something cool.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, okay, this looks like a
Love
cool
it.
idea. So then we came into studio, and that's when we came up with the idea.
Yeah, it was something different.
Yes.
All right, so what inspired you to take on the role as the director, of course, and what unique perspective did you bring to this production?
To be honest, sometimes it's just default because I'm creative director in the studio.
Yes.
So when there's a project, I tend to be directing. But like we have times where there's Matthias and Jacob in studio where like there's an animation job and Matthias would be directing, or an animation job and Jacob would be directing. On this project, I felt because I've done a lot more like talent-centered work for the corporates, I felt like it's something I could helm. But we have Jacob also in studio, who's sort of like been working his way up through different projects, and I felt it's something that we could co-direct together, and he has a background in like theater.
Yes,
and,
we actually
yeah.
went to school together, film school, yeah.
Awesome.
Yes. All right, so how did you collaborate with the writers and producers to ensure the story was effectively told through your direction?
Okay, we were looking for writers to work on it, and I had seen Jenny's work. I had heard a lot about Jenny doing this, doing that, and then I saw her work on, was it Love? Was it the
Love is Love Enough?
Is Love Enough?
Yes.
Yes, Is Love Enough? And I was like, all right, cool, well-told story. It has its nice story arcs. And then I hit Jenny up and said, hey, would you love to do this? And she's like, okay. And I told her the concept. She's like, yo, this is weird. This is interesting. So she was excited for it because it takes her out of her comfort zone.
Yes.
So we spent like, was it 2 or 3 weeks just back and forth talking through ideas. But it was important for me also to get like I don't want to say bigger shot on it also. But we got, I don't know if you know Femi Kayode.
Yes.
Yes, he wrote, Femi's going to kill me for Gaslight, yes. Yeah, because I know there's another name in a different part of the world. But yeah, he wrote those books. So we said, would you supervise and like tell us what's wrong and blah, blah, blah. So he was supervising the writing process.
Okay.
So he helped us. And then we had Lloyd Winini
Yes.
just fix the last episode for us.
And that's right up Lloyd's alley.
Yeah.
He's very weird.
Weird, yes. So
Okay, so what were some of the significant challenges that you faced during this production? And of course, how did you manage to overcome them?
budget wasn't enough. Budget definitely wasn't
But
enough.
isn't that the conversation every day?
Yeah, but-
with this industry.
Yes, it is. But in this case, it was ridiculous because what we were trying to do, essentially we're doing the post-production for free. Essentially we were filming for free. What we were able to do is just pay the actors and pay the crew
Okay.
that worked with us. Obviously we had interns who didn't get paid anything but just food. But it's like, that's what the budget allowed. So we basically had to just call in favors.
Yes.
We called Page 10 Studios. They gave us their gear. Page 10 Productions. They gave us their gear for free. What was it? We had like so many people like pitching in, coming in at like almost less than half price to be able to execute this. Because I guess they've worked with us and they sort of had faith in our ability, the team's ability to execute something interesting.
I see. I mean, like I said, in this industry, that's the story that we're always told. There's not enough budget. There's not enough budget. So to see that it is actually just a passion project.
Yes.
And I think people believed in it because also it's something different. It's something that hasn't been done before. It's something people would actually be excited to watch. I, for one, am so excited. I'm actually curious to see. I was hurt when I saw. I was like, where was the call out? Why was I wanted to do this? But anyway, moving over. So how did you approach the visual style and the tone of the series to
Yes.
match the themes and the message of the story?
Okay. In studio, we all have different things we love. And I know if I had like basically like left it to like if I said Jacob or Matthias, how would you go about the show? They would have their styles.
Yes.
But in my case, I really love, I don't know if Jacob even likes that I went that style, but that's the style we went with and eventually shot with. But I really love Edgar Wright.
Okay.
He does Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, that British style. Even somebody mentioned Guy Ritchie. It's very along those lines. And I was watching Austin Powers yesterday, and I realized, wow, I think I must have been influenced by his style as well. So that's the visual language we're going for. Very intentional with the particular shots we use. Like when we shoot, we're shooting for the edit.
Yes.
So we're not just, hey, let's just try this shot. And then I think when Jacob and I spoke and we sort of like marinated ourselves in that Edgar Wright world, that British kind of filmmaking, he also took that on now. And then for the episode he directed, like he just went off like that direction, like being intentional with the shots. Here, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And yeah, so that's how we chose to shoot it. And then looking at the edit as we've been editing it now, it's like, okay, wasn't a bad idea, and it's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. That's beautiful. Okay. So can you talk about your process in working with the actors to develop their characters and bring out their best performances?
That's okay. That's a good one. Before we shot, we did what I call previs, because I come from the animation visual effects world. Yes. But essentially like a dress rehearsal, I guess, or rehearsal for the actual shoot. And we would get everyone in. I'll be there with an iPhone and like would start testing stuff out. And in those moments, we could see what was working and what wasn't. Then there we would also discuss like, so why am I doing this? So what's my reasoning behind this? And working with Brett every now and then would need to be like, remember, this is you at this stage of the journey. You're not this guy yet.
Anymore, yeah.
Yes. So just having to remind them of that. But a key thing for us, I think, in this entire process was, on top of what the talent was delivering, it was important that Jacob and I have been talking. It's like the whole show is like music.
Okay.
There's a rhythm to it. So there were beats that they need to hit. Besides just performance, it's like how they perform and do they perform on rhythm. So they were like dancers as well as actors in a weird way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do understand what you're saying. It's weird, but I definitely think it's going to be something so fun to watch. So how do you see this series contributing to the growth and evolution of Namibian digital content?
Good. Good question. I think we have this running joke in studio where like we say, man, if there's a call out for some film, it's always like, yeah, the guy comes from the village, then he must go to the city and what. It's always around.
Cliches,
I don't want to say cliches because there's good stories in there, but it's like that's what everyone wants to do or they feel we should be doing. But for us, we were looking at making an archetypal story that everyone can relate to, but it's still fresh and energetic and fun, because the rest of the world is doing all this fun stuff. Why must we limit ourselves? So we think Tsek is going to be that show that is going to land and people are going to be like, all right, yeah, these guys have now said, this is where the conversation is going. This is what we must be doing. All right, cool. We can't do this anymore. Yeah, no, the next story must be here. Yeah.
It's great to have something different because, like you're saying, we've been watching the same story over and over and over again, just with different actors and just a slightly different story. So to see something completely different is absolutely amazing, and I think it's revolutionizing the Namibian film and, of course, digital industry. So, Ina, before I let you go, what do you hope the audience takes away from watching the series, both in terms of storytelling and its impact on social issues?
Hey, okay. Funny enough, we're talking about the fact that I saw a bit of my life, in my relationship with my family in that story. So we hope people see themselves in the story and maybe get some lessons, I guess. But to be honest, we just want people to have fun watching the thing.
Yes.
Like, we want people to be like, yeah, we've watched all this other stuff, but here's our thing. It's in our language. It's like, it feels like our people, but it's eccentric and it's out there.
People can relate.
Yes, they can relate. But they can relate, but at the same time, like, yo, this feels cool. It feels outside my world, and I'll enjoy.
I like that it's outside the world, but then it's also like, no, but it is my world. No, wait, what? I like that. It's going to give the audience definitely food for thought and just to get their minds working. So that's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so when and where can we watch it?
Okay. When talking with NFC, that's the Namibia Film Commission, it was slated, and let me not say it is slated to come out October 9th.
Okay.
But at the same time, we're in talks with other people. So let's just say for now it will be out October 9th, YouTube. If that changes
Yes.
and it's going to be screened elsewhere, we will let the public know.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to watching it. If you haven't checked out the trailer, you can check it out, of course, on Inkyology Studios' Instagram page.
Yes.
Because trust me, you're going to absolutely love it. I know I did. That's all for today. Until tomorrow, it's ciao, folks.